demo session. I'm going to teach Cognos TM1 10.2.2, the latest version in the market. Okay, and my name is Ramesh, and I've been teaching TM1 from past 2.5 years, and so far I have trained around 223 students across globe. Okay, from New Zealand, Australia, UK, US, Canada. These are many of my students where they have taken trainings from me. Okay, and in addition to this, I'm a master's in computer science student, and I've done my MBA finance as well, and I've completed my PMP as well. So when it comes to the management, or when it comes to the solution architect issues, or the development part and all, I have seen various roles, and I have around 14 years of experience in the industry. Okay, out of which 7.5 years is alone in TM1. Okay, I manage Cognos BI, TM1, W products, visualization and analysis products in my company. Right. So why should we learn TM1? What is the use of learning TM1? If this is the first question, if we have in our mind, the mindset should be TM1 is basically an analysis tool. It is meant for doing analysis. Let's say we have a product, Apple iPhone, okay, and we were asked to do some market research on that. So when you do the market research, you notice that people who are at middle age, like 30 to 35 or 40, they're looking forward for these phones. Okay, what best we can do to improve the product, to increase the sales, even for younger generation or even for older generation? If this is the market research which has been going on in the with us, then how much money we have to pump in to do the research analysis, to do the research on that particular age group. So it's like, if I invest another $10 million, how much return on investment I'm going to get? So this kind of analysis is what we are going to do in TM1. Be it finance project, be it marketing, be it administration, be it HR, whichever it may be, whichever it may be. So we do the analysis in any domain. Okay, only the primary reason why we go with this tool is return on investment. If I invest $1 million, or on the current revenue, whatever I'm getting, how much profit I'm going to get and how much return on investment I'm going to get is what we are going to do in TM1. TM1 stands for Table Manager 1. Okay, when I say Table Manager 1, that's a name which is coming from Applix. Applix is the company where TM1 has developed in 2005-2007, and from there onwards, TM1 has been moved to Cognos domain, and from there it was bought by IBM, and now it became IBM Cognos TM1 10.2.2. The predominant versions in the market which were used are 9.4, 9.5, 10.1, and 10.2. So 9.4, 9.5 were very popular in the market, I would say. Okay, so and when it comes to the definition part of TM1, TM1 is a in-memory OLAP 64-bit multi-dimensional tool. People will start comparing this tool with your Cognos planning, or your any other product available in the market. The advantage with TM1 is we don't require any database. If there is no database, we don't have any concept of data warehouse. If there is no data warehouse, there is no concept of ETL tool, like extraction, transformational loading from Informatica, Ab Initio. Many ETL tools are available in the market. So we don't have the concept of such kind of an ETL tool. But you might have a question here, sir. If I have a database, let's say if I have a PeopleSoft or an ERP system, and it has got a database, and I'll say Oracle, and I have been posting some entries in that database, can I pull that data into TM1? Of course, TM1 doesn't have a database. We agree with that, but can we pull the data from any database into TM1? Exactly, definitely, yes. The answer is 100% yes, we can do that, and that is done through an option called ETL, inbuilt ETL tool called Turbo Integrator. With help of an inbuilt ETL tool, we can pull the data into the TM1 system, that is Turbo Integrator. So it's too fast. I would say in the recent times, we have loaded 1.6 million records in 6 seconds. Whereas in your Cognos planning, if you try to do this through Informatica or Abnishu or any other product available in the market, ETL tool available in the market, we will be loading the data in 3-4 hours. That's a difficult part over there. So TM1 is an in-memory OLAP 64-bit multi-dimensional tool. In memory, we procure RAM memory over here. Since we don't have any database, we procure RAM memory. Sir, are you saying that the data will be stored in RAM memory? Yes. When users enter the data, when we create some cubes or development, any kind of development, we store the data in the RAM memory. That is in memory. Okay. So, how much size is required for RAM? How much RAM size is required? If you ask a question, the answer is I would say it depends upon the project. 10 GB, 20 GB, 50 GB, 100 GB, 1 TB, 2 TB. You can go and procure. Okay, in memory OLAP. All analytical processing is done over here. There is no transaction processing here. Only analysis is done over here. So I said analytical processing. Online analytical processing is done in TM1. So I'm repeating the definition once again. TM1 is a in-memory OLAP 64-bit. It comes in two versions. One is 32-bit and 64-bit. 32-bit can be installed on a 64-bit machine, but 64-bit cannot be installed on a 32-bit machine. Please be aware of that. Yeah, if you see this screenshot, in this, it's in the form of a cube. Data is stored in the form of a cube, and this cube is stored in TM1 RAM memory. Okay, and in this intersection, we'll have dimensions. In your Cognos BI, you will compare the dimensions and facts over there with this dimensions part in TM1. So what do you do in TM1 in the form of dimensions is, dimensions will have elements like student number, student name, student date of birth, student address will be sitting in student dimension. Student marks and other extracurricular activities or whatever it will be sitting in student marks data dimension. So the intersection of student record plus student marks is one cube. So in that we can do analysis. So and so date, so and so month, so and so student, so and so class, what are his marks in physics. So this kind of analysis we usually do. Just an example I've given you. Same on the screen also you can see we have regions like 3-4 regions, and we have a couple of products there, and data is populated on a monthly basis. It can be on a monthly basis, yearly basis, hourly basis also. It all depends upon the project classification you're taking into account. So these are the things which needs to be done. Okay. So in the intersection, there is a cell over there, and the data is getting populated into it. Okay. So what kind of information we populate here? As an example, let's say I give you $1 million to do some budgeting on a particular product. You prepare a budget statement saying that, sir, I would like to install, I would like to allocate $100,000 for marketing, $200,000 for HR people, and $100,000 for finance people. Like that, you'll prepare a budget statement for some head of accounts. Okay, I'll approve it. Fair enough. Now I'll ask you to prepare forecast statement. How you are going to spend that budget, $100,000 allocated for marketing in finance or in HR. I'll ask you to prepare a forecast statement for next 3 months. So you'll come up with a plan saying the forecasting can be, I would like to see that $20,000 for January, $10,000 for February, $10,000 for March. Like that, you'll prepare a forecast statement which is within your budget limits. Okay, and now I ask you to book your actuals. Either in ERP system or wherever it may be, you can book your actuals. Even in TM1 system also we can do that. Okay, so when the actuals are getting booked, I will compare your actuals with your forecast with your budget. Budgeted amount is 1 million, out of which 100,000 is allocated for marketing, and $10,000 is what you have forecasted for January, and you have spent $9,800 within the budget approved. No problem, no questions asked. If it is going beyond $10,000, immediately there is a red flag, and I'll ask you a question. Hey, what happened? Why did you spend more than $10,000 which you have forecasted? Of course, you are within the budget, but why did you spend more than $10,000? That was not the amount which has been forecasted. Yeah, so these kind of comparison factors, these kind of comparisons is what we do usually in TM1, is what we do 100% in TM1. Any project, any domain you take it. Okay, so that is what we do here. Am I clear, gentlemen? Yeah, you can put that. This is an analysis tool. Agreed. No questions to be asked on that part. Okay, but where does our Cognos BI sit in? If this is the question you might have in your mind, then the answer is, I'll give you a small example, or the project which has been which we are working on. We have an ERP system called PeopleSoft. Data is entered in that. On a monthly basis, we load the data into the TM1 cubes. Cubes will be populated with data, and that data is flowing into your framework manager under packages, and reports will be generated. So this is where we are using Cognos BI for reporting tool, TM1 for analysis. Is it mandatory to learn Cognos BI? Definitely not. Instead of going with Cognos BI tool, you can go with a tool called Cognos Insight that is available in TM1 itself. You can create a dashboard and you can work on that part, and it is easy for us to create such kind of activities in the system. So no, these are the kind of tools which can be incorporated and which can be performed, which can perform an activity in the system. Okay. Fine. So these are the tools, as I said, architect, perspectives. When you install TM1 on your machine, architect, perspectives, web client, application portal, performance modeler, Cognos Insight, these are all the tools which you can look into, for development of the dimensions and cubes in TM1. Okay. So this is architecture. When you install TM1, there will be one utility file called Cognos configuration. That will take care of your admin server and application server and all these kind of servers. What is an admin server? What is an application server? And all we'll see down the lane. We'll go through that in details and all. We'll analyze that part. See, when you install TM1 in your machine or in any physical server or a virtual server, so there will be one admin server that is called mother server. That admin server can hold n number of application servers. When I say application server, that is meant for you're like a project. That is meant like a project. Point number one, people will come across to us, from industry. They'll ask you, sir, I would like to install TM1 on my machine. Client will speak like this in the initial days. I would like to install TM1 on your machine, and can you please let me know how much RAM memory is to be procured, and what is the implementation that needs to be carried out. So the answer is, how many users are going to connect? First question. How many cubes you are going to have over there? And how many, I would say, the read-only users or the read and write users are going to connect. Such kind of in details you have to gather from them. Let's say we procure 10 GB of RAM memory and we have 3 or 4 cubes of 3-4 GB. Fair enough, and another 6 GB is required for connecting people to the TM1 RAM memory. Agreed. So and the operations which you're going to carry out on that on a daily basis, monthly basis, and a weekly basis, yearly basis, and all these kind of operations have to be carried out on that, either on budgeting, forecasting, and marketing. Sorry, my bad. Planning, budgeting, forecasting, and planning. All these three can be applied in that particular model. Application server is like a model. Okay, take a look at it here. I have an architect. I'm opening it. This is architect where we work, and this is a admin server. One mother server will be installed, and This is an application server. Double click on it. Log in into an application server. We'll have 6 TM1 objects like applications, cubes, dimensions, replications, processor, stores. Everything is independent. Dimensions will be created separately. Processors are created separately. And replications are done separately. And cubes are created separately. Applications are created separately. Don't get confused between your applications and application server. Under applications, you can have shortcuts, Excel files, anything. Okay, fine. So that can be done separately. So when you want to create a cube, we require a dimension. For a dimension, you require an element. Okay. For example, if you see, we have a purchase cube here. Under this purchase cube, we have got some dimensions like fish type, market, date, Brumas. 4 dimensions we have got here. When you open this cube and you recalculate, anchorage, salmon fish, and on a particular date I would like to see. These are all elements for us actually. We want to see if any data is available on that. Yeah, so press zeros. We have some data here. Yeah, we have some data here. In the intersection of salmon fish, anchorage, for a particular date and for particular elements for information, we have some data flowing over here. Yeah. Based upon that, we write some rules also. Some calculations also, forced calculations also can be done. But the beauty part with TM1 is, I'll show you. Okay, we have quantity purchased. As and when I come out of this and I click on recalculate, you can see the summation of these 3 elements, the data which is posted on February 3rd, February 4th, and February 5th, 1200 is cascaded or is populated to or is pulled to February month. Okay, so we don't want someone's activity or involvement to push the data. We have a forced consolidation algorithm which is sitting in TM1. It acts too fast and the data will be populated and the data will be pushed to the next consolidation level. That is an advantage you are taking it from this particular tool, right? Primary reason why users go with this is we don't want someone to post the data. The problem with Cognos BI, I'll tell you. You have a database or data warehouse, I would say, that is getting refreshed every once in a day, and you generate a report today for yesterday's data. You're getting my point, right? The reason why the problem with Cognos BI is we have data 1 day back, or maybe if I say I want to refresh my data every 1 hour, all right. Suppose if I enter the postings now and the data load happened just 2 minutes back, I'm not able to see the data immediately or instantaneously. I have to wait for 1 more hour to see that information. So that is a problem we are facing in Cognos BI. For that reason, I've given an example where we work like we have a database. We have a ERP system which has got an Oracle database. That Oracle database is pulled into TM1 using Turbo Integrator, inbuilt ETL tool. As you see on the screen, this is an ETL tool, create new process. This is an ETL tool. We connect to the ODBC connection to that Oracle. We make a DSN connection and we retrieve that information within seconds. Within seconds, we pull that information to the TM1 environment. Hope you are clear on that part. So once that is pulled, a TM1 cube is populated, and that TM1 cube will act like a data source for your framework manager in your packages in Cognos BI, and report will be generated. Am I clear? I'll show you this practicality in a sample sales database. We'll apply this on a sales database and we'll see how it works. And creating a package and populating it over there and retrieving the reports from there. I've created some sample reports also. Yeah, we can go through that down the line. But instead of going with Cognos BI, alternate is Cognos Insight, as I mentioned earlier. We have a Cognos Insight tool. where we can create dashboards and we can create the summation formulas, and publishing can be done. All these kind of activities we can do that in Cognos Insight. All right. Okay. So that is the use of an application server. Coming back to the picture, that is the use of an application server. How many application servers you can have in one admin server? If that is a question, the answer is we can have up to 44,151 application servers. The availability of ports, that we will in details we will see that later. But under one application server, you can have 4451 application servers. Many projects. Okay, sir, what kind of a role will fit in after completion of this training? If that is your question, the answer is I'll tell you what. I started my career as a developer, architect, business analyst, client engagement officer, because I was the only person in 2007 December when I was working in Kansas, one of the universities over there where TM1 got implemented. They are also new to TM1. I am also new to TM1, but I got an opportunity to work with them. So I have no. So what is this course targeted on? As a developer, I can train you. As an architect, since I'm working as a solution architect, I can help you on gathering the requirements and preparing a high-level document and scope documents. TML level scope documents, and because that is what solution architect does. He interacts with the client and he gathers a requirement. That is more important. Half of the work is done there itself. Remaining half, dimension creation and all, if I show you once, you can create it on your own. There is no big deal in that, not to worry about it. So you will work as a developer. Okay, 2.5 years or 3 years of experience, you will work as a developer. You will start thinking like an architect. You will work also like an administrator. Don't compare your administration tasks like what you do in Cognos BI. It's totally different. It's pretty easy. Okay. Even my 7-year-old son also can do administration task in TM1. I wanted to be clear on that part. And when it comes to support and all, BAU support and all, a developer or analyst can take care of it. He has to take care of it. So this is the course, how it is intended to and how it has been designed to proceed further. All right. We'll talk about web architecture later. So this is the place where your TM1 model can be implemented. As you see in this example, we have got budgeting, forecasting, for advanced analytics, solution enhancements, solution support and all. So what I do is I give you at the end of the day, on the training day, I'll give you an assignment, okay, which will consume your, which will take 2-3 hours for you to complete, and you send me the screenshot. I'll help you on that part. That's first thing. Second thing is I'll go through some implementations. I'll explain you the implementation part, like what happens with this, what happened in that project, what happened in this project, and sample examples we'll go through for better understanding at the parallelly along with the dimensions and cubes, whatever we are trying to implement in TM1 or whatever we are trying to learn in TM1 session. That is what we do. And when it comes to, sir, after learning all the individual bits and pieces, can we integrate that into a small mini project? Yes, I'll give you a small mini project based upon your interest, and you can work on that anytime, and you can come back to me for any questions. That is what I do. And after learning this course or session from me, I can guarantee you that you can work independently on your own. That is for sure, no doubt about it. What are all the daily tasks which are carried out and what is happening in the industry, I will teach you in this 21 days or 24 days session, Monday to Friday. That is what I do usually. Okay. This is what you require to do the server installation on the items and all. So how do we create an application server? How do we configure that and all has been given in 3 different ways. So we will create that application server and all, and we'll go through it in details down the line. Yeah. If you have any questions, you can unmute and you can ask.